Happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me. Dyslexic genius here, Brett Hurt. My phone number is 864-236-1680, or you can email me at dyslexicgeniushurt@gmail.com. And this was my birthday present, and I didn't know I was getting this till it showed up in the mail today, and I said, honey, what's that? She goes, happy birthday, sweetness. Well, this is a Berliner phonograph. This is the trademark machine. When you see the Victor emblem, you have the phonograph and you have the doggy. This is the Canadian version. The American versions were built from 1897 to about 1900, and these were built in Canada and Montreal, 1900 onward. A guy named Johnson built the motors and the springs for Berliner for these phonographs. So now let me get through that. The Canadian version have these fingers here, and he did this because Bell telephones, you've heard of Bell telephone, Mr. Graham Bell, his phones had this, so he did this. The American versions are flat and rounded pieces of wood. They don't have this. The American versions were built from 1997 to about 1900 somewhere. They built about 35,000 of those machines. I'm not clear on dates and start, but I'll go with this. This is the Canadian one. This is the brake on one. This is your crank. It was ratchet wound. And this little knob back here is your speed control. This also has the Canadian emblem on it. This machine's all original, except for once in its life, they put the old decal on here on the horn, and they never had that. When you bought one, a Berliner, it came with a black horn, a black or brass horn, a brass horn or nickel-plated horn, which were $4.50 new. The only reproduction part is this leather yoke here. The originals were brown leather. This is all original tone arm. The Americans were kind of flipped this way, other than Canadian. He also built them in England, and he also built them in France. The French ones are the only ones that come in mahogany. They're beautiful with this coppered horn. This machine, and this is a long ways from the Victor 6 top of the line. You're supposed to take the crank off when you're playing, but I like watching this. So if you have little children, here, watch the crank go round. They are noisy. It has the original record hold down. The felt's been changed, and also the felt's been changed on the turntable. The collector my angel bought this from was a very gracious person, and what he did was he included the original Berliner Canadian record with the machine, which I thought was very interesting and very nice of him. And then, if you can see online, it's kind of hard to see, but this is an original Berliner record. He started in 1895. The first ones were done in this hard wax stuff. And when they founded the Victor Company, you had Berliner and Johnson together, and Johnson was building these parts for the phonographs, but he was also pressing the records. And this is a very early Victor record with Johnson's name on it because he was pressing the records for the Victor Phonograph Company. Now, what's really interesting about phonographs in the history, Berliner went in 1900 to Montreal, Canada. They started the Victor Phonograph Company. He was going to produce these in Canada, England, and France, but he said, I don't want to pay their taxes. You imagine people wanting not to pay taxes. So he imported all the parts to Montreal, built the cabinets there, and then sold them. He got around the taxes. That's very funny to me. I mean, can you imagine? They still do this today. This is a lot of fun. My angel bought me this for my birthday. I've waited 35 years for one of these. This is a wonderful hobby, and I hope you enjoyed this, and that was my tip for the day.